Oh hi there, my name is Mr. CHURS, or just CHURS if you prefer, and welcome back to Factory Town. I'm so excited to get back into this, to be honest, because I've been doing a little bit of this in my own time. Holy titties, there's a lot of stuff! It gets very complicated, and I'm very excited to show you some of you guys this, because it's just kinda neat. Basically, I've been doing a lot of work with logistics, and logistics, if you don't know, it's complicated. It is everything that is underneath here, this logistics blocks, and we have a whole. There's more to come, I think. Apparently, just this. Oh yeah, there's also compute blocks, but here's a whole bunch of things that we need to work with. Now, let's start from the very top, so I can show you some things. To begin with, I think the only things you get from like the very first logistics is barrier gate, one way, and grabber. I will try and show you these bits because it's kind of cool. So first of all, I want to show you the one ways, and to do that I found a really good place for me to show you it, and for me to show you it I'm gonna have to make another bridge here, so give me a ticket to do that. Mr. Beast running around planting all these trees. Nah, I've had enough of them. I will also just flatten this area a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Not a problem. This is going to be so good once this is done, because then you see these fucking idiot, this moron. He's not going to do this anymore. It's going to be great. I'm going to love it. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Perfect. Alrighty. So, I've now made this double wide, which is very, very good. It's great, because I can show you one of the parts of logistics, the one way. Now, before we were having huge problems with this bridge because they'd always get blocks on one another. What we can do is, instead of having them like run into each other, I mean they're kind of doing it naturally anyway, but you can You can set it up so they actually shouldn't run into each other. They shouldn't get in each other's way. See, look. This, at the moment, this is meaning if you want to go this way, you have to go this way. You have to use the one-way properly. And then this one, well, because we have a one-way already in the system, we actually don't need that. But I might do it for... No, don't do that. I might do it for completionist's sake. And I think I've accidentally just messed up one of the pathings. Oopsies. Goodbye, Mr. Wagon. But once this is in place, it'll be awesome, because then they shouldn't have to do that. And that means this trolley... Why are you... You try and show people things. You try and show, like, the really neat stuff, and it ignores you. The idea is there, I promise. I could do the same over here. I probably won't, because it is just kind of complicated with everyone standing around, and I don't want to think about that too hard. But, look, see? He's going the right way on the one-way system. You are also going the right way on the one-way system. Well done. 10 out of 10. It's good. It's useful. It's not super useful right now, but it will be useful. I just kind of wanted to show you it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it wasn't as useful as you might have thought. But we'll move on to the next one, which is something else I want to show you. Grabbers, I will show you grabbers, but just as a throwaway. Splitters is what I want to work on next. Now, these two things here both need wood. And this thing here is doing nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this chute a little bit more useful than it currently is. With a bit of magic. You there, you here. Also, oops. Actually, no, don't do that. Get rid of all that. So you can see here that there's a chutes going through here. So it's like, which way are the logs gonna go? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not paid enough to think. And at the moment, I think the way that it will go on one of these paths all the time unless it's full. What we want is for these two things to get an equal distribution, rather than just one of the buildings getting everything. So what a good system would be, and I'm going to just have to move these guys because they're annoying, is to grab the chute to go all the way up here. Yeah, just here will be fine, thanks. And then, because this isn't quite right, because the chute... I think it's because the chute's going to actually go down. Oh, these wagons are going to get in the way as well. I think the chute won't work, but hey, we can always find out, can't we? Yeah, so they won't work like that because it's a chute. It rolls downwards. It doesn't roll up. That's not how things work. So I can show you the grabber, and I think this should work. So we'll get that. This might work just naturally, actually, so maybe we'll find out. Yeah, so this won't work because it has to be... I'll actually delete all this. Excuse me. When we are looking at this item here, you can see the red arrow is where the stuff should come out. Now, I need to actually raise this a bit because otherwise it's not going to work because it has to go uphill, and that's bad because chutes don't work upwards. That's stupid. Why are you thinking that? Anyway, so now you can see it's a green arrow here instead of a red arrow. But if I use logistic right here, grabber, it'll grab from anywhere. Literally doesn't matter anymore. Oh, you can't grab from there? Yeah, I can. Also, I can get rid of these things now because they suck. Excuse me. And now we can see, so this thing is always going to go down unless it gets full. Which is actually kind of fine how it is, to be honest. But I will show you the splitter regardless. So, to be honest, I'll just quickly throw in a different logistic block as well. We just need to stop for a minute. So this thing here is called a blocker. It will just block everything. But you can filter it so it will block only a certain thing. So let's have a look. If I say, hey, block wood, it's still blocked, right? But if I change the filter to like block carrots, ta-da! Those aren't carrots, those are logs. Big brain. Anyway, I kind of need that not to be happening right now, so I'm just going to change the filter to nothing. There's another block as well, actually, called a filter, which kind of works similarly to a block, but it means that it'll only let things through that are of that filter. So let's just let's just remove this for a sec. So this will just let everything through, right? If I change its filter to, let's say, planks, it's not going to let anything through. But if I change the filter to logs, it'll let things through. It's kind of like a blocker, but kind of the reverse. It's useful. Not quite now, because I'm not trying to do any of this. Anywho, we can see here... I'll just get rid of these bits. Excuse me. This thing here has the higher priority for some reason in terms of logs, which is fine for how we want it, actually, because I do always want to make sure we've got paper rolling. But just for the sake of this video, at least, anyway, I'll show you what a splitter does. So a splitter will evenly split between 3 different paths. That's one. I'm pointing with my fingers. I'm sorry. Hold on. God, I feel like one of those one of the classroom teachers, you know, where they're pointing at the screen. It doesn't matter. Anyway, this will now equally split between 3 different paths. You can see like the arrows on this thing. Look at this. Look at this little doohickey. Right there. This purple arrow thing. It would split on 3. We've only got 2 paths currently, so it's fine. But it will equally split instead of priority now. So if I remove this, look at it go. And now it'll equally split. See, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh god, I can't count that fast, I'm sorry. Anyway, that's kind of useful. I probably will keep it that way. We will now... A push is quite useful, but that requires... requires a little bit of work. A pusher basically will push onto a path if there's space, otherwise it won't. It will actually be kind of useful over here. I will... Right, instead of all these wagons, I don't need, like, any of these wagons, so what we're going to do is just get rid of them all and replace them all with conveyors, because that's easier. I'm going to leave this fertilizer guy for now, because I don't really give a shit too much about fertilizers. But what we can do is just 1, 2, 3, all the way down into here, like that, and then I can change this here because that guy's standing in the way, and it's fine if he's in the way. He can be in the way, whatever. I don't care. You do you. I don't give a shit. We could just change this to be a grabber. And I can tell this actual thing to just grab of one particular thing. I can give it a filter and say, hey, could you just grab grain? And all it will grab is grain. But for now, I don't really give a crap about that. So that's fine. And what we can also do is add on a bit of a, what's it called? A pusher. Now, a pusher will help by making fertilizer instead of me having to do this by hand. If I want this thing to be supplied with grain, right? So I will add on a little sort of half path, I guess. And is this the pusher? Is this what I need? I need the pusher. Put on a pusher. Oh no, don't do that. I haven't set up the filter yet. I want it to only grab grain if there's space. So there's space, it's going to go in there. And then, is there space? Yep, it will go in there. Is there space? Yep. Now there's no space, it'll let it pass. Big brain! And that's really useful because now I don't need to have all those stupid fucking wagons running around. Those wagons are so dumb, I hate them. We can also, while we're here, just hook this up as well. This thing's only producing grain, but that's fine. We're always going to need a lot of grain. Hopefully this doesn't cause too much congestion. It might do, and that's a pity, but that's just what we're going to have to deal with for now until we get faster conveyors or a different system. I could probably do this a different way. I could do layered conveyors, have multiple conveyors going into one area, but I don't think that's entirely necessary for now anyway. Yeah, because this thing's producing actually like fuck all. Why? You're producing plenty enough. We're gonna get this thing going. Again, get that grain in. Anyway, next thing that I want to show you, which is part of the kitchens. And kitchens are cool. I'll work on fertilizer stuff later, it doesn't matter. We need a grain mill. Grain mill. Right here. And we need a kitchen. So you want to make flour, and you want to make kitchen. Thank you. I don't think it needs water. At least not right now. We are only getting 1 coin for each grain. But if we cook it into bread, that's like 12. That's a lot more money. I mean, I've got a lot of money already, but you know what they say. Capitalism, more money. So, once again, let us get a conveyor belt. This will feed in, and then this thing will feed out. What this will do is buildings, logistic, a grabber, sorter is what we want. So this sorter thing here, I want it to grab only grain, thank you. Not everything else. Everything else will just pass straight through. So this thing is sorting out grain into the grain mill. And the grain mill will make flour, and the flour then we can put into the kitchen, which we will tell to cook bread. And then it will cook bread if it's got fire. It has no fire. We need someone to be gathering coal. Coal's not a huge issue. Like, every time I have to worry about doing things with coal, they never use coal very fast, so this is a fine enough situation for me right now. They don't need to be any faster than this, really. Anyway, now we're cooking bread, and bread's a lot better. It's good! And that's only possible through using some of these logistic things. Like, this is a sorter, that's a pusher, a grabber's been used over here, because that guy's standing in the way. All in all, feckin' great. Just all these things, like logistical things that they put in, which just allow you to do basically anything you want. I mean, there's so much more to work with in here, like the compute blocks and stuff. Don't get me started. Like, I might, know computers, but what's a math block? Prefer it to be a math block. Oh my god, don't let me speak, okay? Can I actually also tell this thing to do fish as well? I don't think so. For now, I won't bother too much. But what we can do, actually, is if we had fishes... Fishes? We have fishes. Fishes! I like fishes. What's the best way of doing this? Are there any other fishes? Because you can cook fish instead of having just raw fish. You can cook it first. I'm just wondering about which situation would be best for that. Yeah, actually, I could probably just do that for now. What we're gonna do is let's move the general store over here, and then get another kitchen just over here. It can go here. Can't afford. What do you mean I can't afford? Why can I? Oh, I don't have enough planks. Okay, another little just quick, like 1-2 buckle my shoe on this. Because of how I've done these shoots, everything's kind of messed up. So I will show you how you can make this a little bit easier, because these guys kind of suck. So what you need to do is build a little ramp or something over this. So we need some milk. No, you need some stairs. Not like that though. Let's do that. There you go. 1-2 buckle my shoe. And then what we can do here is see if I can find those stairs again. Where's my stairs? Here's my stairs. We can do something along the lines of 1, 2, all the way up here. 1, 2, all the way down here. Then change this stuff over here to be a little better. Like, we can take the chute to do this instead. And then just get a path thing on here. I guess that kind of works. Be nice if I could actually make that look a little bit better though. Hold on. Well, you learn something new every day. If you use a wood bridge there instead, you can actually make this a hell of a lot smaller, which is much better, because it means it doesn't need so much feckin' room. Alright, so now this guy, look, these guys can just use this bridge instead of having to walk all the way around, except for this guy, because he's a feckin' moron and he just does what he wants, apparently. And now, that's so much easier, and now, look at it, so much fun. Oh, why is this not moving? Shit. Sometimes the chute stuff doesn't work, and I cry. Hold on, I'll fix the chute again. You put this on here, does that work? It does, thank you! Sometimes I don't see the hill gradients very well, but that's fine. And sometimes these guys don't really want to do what I ask. I mean, understandable, I don't want to do what I ask most of the time either, but that's fine. You know, that's a me problem. He's get the rock? Yay! He got the rock! Good job, buddy! And we'll actually just keep working on it. Oops. There we go. Thank goodness. Right, I can get back to what I was doing before. Hold on, I'll make a kitchen. I just need these guys who are working on the fish to go to the kitchen instead. You are also working on that? Yep, go to the kitchen. And then also get a conveyor thing. Just here. Done. Easy. Now we have cooked fish instead of, not cooked fish. Whew! Alrighty. Well, I think I will leave it there for now, because I've shown you a little bit of logistics. I hope you enjoyed the little logistic excitement that I showed you. I was really excited for all this stuff. Like, it's so cool to see all this stuff in action. At least I find it is. But yeah, I will leave you to it for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do, I don't know. Thumb me, baby! I'll never say that again, I'm sorry. And I will hopefully see you in the next episode. I'm going to go work on this on my own time, because, to be honest, I've got my own save. It's fun. I love it. It's messy. It's fun.